Okay, hello, I'm Nigar Mamedova, and today I will talk about the establishment of the Azerbaijan Soviet Socialist Republic. With the founding of the Transcaucasus Socialist Federative Soviet Republic in March 1922 and the USSR in December of the same year, Azerbaijan officially lost its independence first. The three republics members made up the Union Council. From the Azerbaijan, Nariman Narimanov was selected as a representative, and he was chosen at the Transcaucasus Federation Union Council's chairman in 1922, and Sergo, the head of the Communist Party in the Transcaucasus, and the brilliant moderate nationalists had disagreements, and Sergo was a close friend with the Joseph Stalin, and in order to get the Nermanov out of the Caucasus due to this conflict, Sergo had him transferred to the position in the Moscow city, and also, additionally, I want to talk about the 28 April occupation. The 11th Army of Soviet Russia launched the Red Army invasion of Azerbaijan, and sometimes it's referred to as the Sovietization or Soviet invasion of Azerbaijan in April 1920, with the aim of establishing a new Soviet administration in the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic, and the invasion caused the Azerbaijan Democratic Republic to dissolve and the Azerbaijan Soviet Socialist Republic to be established at the same time as a local Azerbaijan Bolsheviks anti-government uprising in the nation's capital in Baku. Now my group mate will continue speech.
Authorities in the Soviet Union were promoting the policy of Kanizatsia. It was about promoting the natives to positions in the government and the Communist Party, and the institution of equality of Russian together with the other languages used in the Union region. With the aim of providing legitimacy, authorities made non-native speakers learn the local language. The consequences between the nationalist Nariman Narmanov and the leader of the Communist Party in the Transcaucasia. Actually, the conflict was finished with the removing Nariman Narmanov from the Caucasian region, and in 1924, the Old Arabic was officially replaced with the Latin script, with the Latin alphabet, and as a result, the Kanizatsia policy came under criticism in the late 1920s and the early 1930s. And now my group mate will continue.
Okay, I will talk about a new constitution. In 1936, the Soviet Union adopted a new constitution known as the Stalin Constitution. Svitovsky was said as the crowing act in the Stalin policy in order to contribute local particularisms by dividing cultural, linguistic, and regional entities. Also, I would like to talk about attempts to contribute and to create Azerbaijan identity that would have cleared it of any associations with Turkishness or Islam. It was meant that the official name of the language was changed from Turkish to Azerbaijan by providing information about the second alphabet change and language name change. The new draft constitution of Azerbaijan in 1936 mentioned the state language of Azerbaijan as Turkish. Also in 1936, after all normative documents was established, state language as Azerbaijan officially, and in 1940, Cyrillic was adopted as the official alphabet in Azerbaijan. Now my group mate will continue.
I will talk about the role of women. It focused on the theme of the role of women, their oppression, struggle, and ultimately victory over outdated patriarchal traditions. Many women discarded their veils in the city after seeing the play. It was made into a film with the same title in 1929, which was shown throughout Central Asia, the Caucasus. Statue of Liberated Woman. It was built with the inspiration by civil. And now I'll talk about the accomplishments. The level of public literacy rocketed sky high to 73.3% in 1939. It was only 25.2% in 1926. Soviet education system's first results in the end of the 30s. There were 3,575 schools of general education functioning with 655,000 students enrolled. Girls were widely attracted to the general education. 46.7% of primary school and 39.3% of incomplete secondary school students consisted of girls. The graduate and secondary professional education system was well developed. And now my group mate will continue.
Okay, my name is Alpay Najafov. I want to talk about Azerbaijan during World War II. We know that during World War II, approximately 681,000 Azerbaijanis were fight at allies, at the Soviet army, and approximately 300,000 of it were killed during the war. And first Azerbaijani division that was created was 416th division. After this 402nd, 396 divisions created, and approximately 87 battalions and 1,123 self-defense squads were created. And also the Soviet army used Azerbaijani petroleum, which taken from the Baku, used it. That's why Nazi Germany wants to attack and occupy Baku. However, Azerbaijani troops fight in Battle of Caucasus, Siege of Leningrad, Battle of Moscow, defense of Brest Fortress, and so on. And there were some Azerbaijanis who fought at the side of Axis powers in the German army. They created Azerbaijan Legion, approximately 70,000 soldiers there were. They fight against the Soviet army during the operations in the nowadays Ukraine region and in the Caucasus. I have finished, and it's a term of Chingiz talk about the 1960s and 1970s during Azerbaijan.
Well, thank you, Alpay, for giving floor. First of all, I want to start from 60s. Sorry. Yes. Imam Mustafayev, the first secretary, was relieved of his duties in 1989 after being charged of encouraging nationalism. And Veli Akhundov was appointed first secretary of the Central Committee of the Azerbaijan Communist Party. To increase prospects for Russian education, changes were made to the Azerbaijani USSR's education statute in 1989. There were more Russians and Armenians in high-ranking posts, actually. In 1974, Mikoyan, the head of the Supreme Soviet of the Soviet Union, made an effort to persuade Khrushchev to grant Armenia control over Nakhchivan and Nagorno-Karabakh. The Soviet system started to show structural indicators of instability in the 1960s. The vital oil sector of Azerbaijan lost some of its significance in the Soviet economy as a result of a transfer in oil production to other parts of the Soviet Union and the depletion of non-land oil reserves. As a result, with the exception of Tajikistan, Azerbaijan had the lowest rate of development in its economic production and productivity among the Soviet republics. So ethnic tensions increased, especially between Armenians and Azerbaijanis. Also, violence was put down. The authorities in Moscow selected Heydar Aliyev as the first secretary of the Communist Party, yes, in an effort to stop the escalating structural catastrophe. Aliyev advocated cotton as an alternative to the dwindling oil sector and momentarily brightened the economic climate. Additionally, he cemented the republic's governing class, which was now made up nearly exclusively of Azerbaijanis by ethnicity, reversing early Siblijani tendencies. Aliyev was elected to the Moscow Politburo of the Communist Party in 1982. In 1987, but when perestroika was implemented, he was forced to retire by Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev, whose reform policies he opposed. And the late 98s during the Gorbachev era were characterized by increasing unrest in the Caucasus, initially over the Nagorno-Karabakh issue. The ethnic strife revealed the shortcomings of the Communist Party as a champion of national interest and in the spirit of glasnost. Independent publications and political organizations began to emerge. That's all from me. I think we finished.